What if I told you $500 a month would make you a millionaire? Before you click off this video, let's go over some simple math. So $500 a month is $6,000 a year. $1 million divided by $6,000 a year would take you 166 years to become a millionaire off $500 a month. So what's the catch? If that money was in cash and you got a 0% return on that money, obviously it would take you 166 years. But if you invest that money over the entire period, that time gets significantly shorter. Even then, if you do some simple math and say, well, 10% of $6,000 a year is not very much money, you're missing the point. The key is compound interest that we all have on our side as young people. Let's talk about it. So let's assume you're 25 years old and you contribute $500 a month to some sort of investment vehicle invested in the S&P 500. This could be Roth IRA, 401k, taxable brokerage account, you name it. S&P 500 with an average return of 7% a year. Now if you look up the average rate of return of the S&P 500, this 7% is extremely conservative. So this is the bare minimum amount of money that you could make. So let's look at a very simple graphic. I like to use the Ramsey Solutions retirement calculator. This is just a really simple one with a nice user interface. So 25 years old to 65, that's the typical retirement age, $500 a month at a 7% return. Look at that, you're easily a millionaire. No questions asked. Okay, video's over, you can click off. So if you're actually interested, let's dig into the real numbers on this and how to do it. So, how do you actually do this? My suggestion is open a Roth IRA. Right now, the yearly contribution is around $7,500 a year, which is a little bit more than our $500 a month. If you can squeeze it out, max it completely out. If you can't, stick with $500 a month. The big gain here is money in a Roth IRA grows tax-free forever. So once you get into this Roth IRA, if you just leave the money in cash, it will take you 166 years to get $1 million, and that's proven. You have to invest it. My recommendation, invest in index funds. Don't try to pick stocks, don't try to beat the market, just be the market. And that's why we've chosen the conservative 7% rate of return. So since I've used the S&P 500 as our rate of return comparison, let's pick an S&P 500 index fund. You can open this Roth IRA with Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, whatever you choose, and they all have low-cost index funds. Make sure you look at a total market index fund with a low cost. And when I say low cost, the term you're actually looking for is expense ratio. This is what the company charges you to actually process this fund. If you choose an actively managed mutual fund, you're going to pay a lot bigger expense ratio, and that's going to take away from your profits. Remember, we're not trying to beat the market, we're just trying to be the market, and you can save quite a few fees if you get a low-cost, non-actively managed index fund. I think at this point, I've said in every single one of my videos on this channel, you need to automate this investment. So the weapon of every wealthy person is they automatically invest everything instead of spending it first. If you invest this as soon as you get paid, it's not there for you to spend. You don't even see the money, you don't have any clue you have it. You don't even miss the money, but you'll see the growth. And the last recommendation, do not touch this money. It doesn't matter what the news says, what president's in office, if we're at war, doesn't matter at all. Do not panic, do not sell. Every market crash in history has been followed by a new all-time high. If you bail out in the crash, you're most likely going to miss the all-time high. I've personally been in the market for COVID, the dip in 2022-23, the war in Iran, all these little mini crashes, and I've made money on every single one. Do not get out of the market. Also, you're in a Roth IRA, so if you withdraw this money, you're going to have to pay a penalty on it. So I've just given you all this info, and realistically, most of you are not going to start. Let's look at the numbers if you don't start at 25 and you start at 35 instead. When you're more ready, more financially stable, this is going to kill your future. So we have the exact same scenario. $500 a month, 7% average rate of return. Pull the money out at 65, except you start at 35 instead of 25. Waiting 10 years basically kills half of the value of your money. And guess what? If you start at 35 with $500 a month, you're not going to be a millionaire, and that's a fact. So if you're questioning this, I want you to really think about this, because the people you're listening to are ruining your future. $500 a month sounds like a lot. I get it. Life's expensive. Everything costs a lot. You You want to be on the benefit side of everything going up. So just think about it. $500 a month is $16 and some change every day. That's one takeout meal, a couple coffees, a streaming service that you don't use, some kind of subscription, going out to dinner on a Friday night. You can eliminate one of these for the $500 a month. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. I'm saying be intentional with investing and focus on the investing first. Look through your budget, and if you don't have one, you need one, and see, is there $500 in this budget that I could give up to make myself a future millionaire? The answer is almost always yes. And if the answer is no, you need to find out how to make more money, and that's just reality. Or you're going to be just like this, on the ground. So if you don't have $500 a month and you can't make more money, just start. Make the habit of investing. Start with $50 a month, $100 a month. And as you get more money, or as you free up more money in your budget, continue to invest the difference. We want to work our way up to 500, and if you're already at 500 and you can afford more, go even more. Remember, the more you grow early, the more money you're going to have in the future, or the earlier you're going to hit $1 million. And that's the goal for all of us. So I know this was a little bit different of a video, super quick hit, off the cuff, not really scripted or anything else. So I want to leave you with a recap since I wasn't on task the whole time. The biggest financial mistake anyone makes is not a bad investment, not picking the wrong stock, the wrong crypto. It's not buying at all or waiting until it's too late. Every month you don't start investing, you're not missing out on $500 a month in savings. You're missing out on decades of compound interest on that $500. The cost of waiting isn't $6,000 a year. Remember, if you don't do anything, it's going to be 166 years until you become a millionaire. And let's face it, you're not going to live that long. All the future millionaires, including myself, that have chosen to take this plan and go even further than this plan, are not special, they're not super smart, they're not lucky. They just started and did dumb investing in index funds, and they will be millionaires, and that's a fact. So my challenge to you this week, do some more research, find a financial institution, and open a Roth IRA. If you can't contribute the max every month, contribute $50 a month, $100 a month. Start investing. And if you can afford more than the max, open a taxable brokerage account and contribute to that as well. Remember, the more money you put up front, the quicker you become a millionaire, and that's the goal for all of us. If you want to know more about a specific topic, drop a comment on the video and I'll gladly make a video to address the comment. If you want to continue on this journey to the young people's plan to become a millionaire, subscribe for more. This is Two Tire Trek, where we talk about life behind bars.